This is a video response to DCompose's Watchmen 2 video, just kinda saying no, there's not gonna be a Watchmen 2, for a few reasons, and I'm just gonna throw those out there right now. Agree with me, disagree with me, tell me what you think. This is all about discussion, obviously, but here's why I speak for a number of people of the Watchmen community. Obviously, I'm not the best voice that they could possibly have, but I am a voice that they can have, and so I decided to post a video response to this video. Okay, first issue. Seymour cannot be Rorschach's son, period. And it is pronounced Rorschach, not Rorschach. It is Rorschach, like the Rorschach ink blot test. Anyway, he cannot be Rorschach's son for a number of reasons, but the most important reason is that Rorschach is asexual, or celibate, or homosexual. There are a number of reasons for this to be totally true. For example, either he's celibate, in that he doesn't really do that, and he never has, because, well, let's look at it this way. He doesn't show any signs of lust. The closest thing that he shows to lust is when he says, "Nice pair of legs to bring you out of retirement, Dan," something along those lines, in chapter 8. And in the movie, that line is included in the movie, and it's where it's almost as if he might be complimenting her, or he might just be being a jerk. You don't know, but it's obvious that he's not interested in her. So that pretty much shows that he's that would show that he would be celibate. A little bit later, we see him shake hands with Dan and hold on a little too long, and a lot of people think that that shows that he's a homosexual, and I disagree, because, well, first of all, that I just interpret as him being, he's lost a friend, he's never had a friend, and now he has one, and he feels guilty about being so rude to him, and that kind of thing, and he's just clinging on to a friend that he might possibly have. But another couple of reasons, he's extremely conservative in all of his thinking. All of it. And he even uses possibly homosexual must remember to investigate further as kind of an insult to Adrian, using it in the same breath as his own liberal affectations betray him, things like that, where he's basically using it as a condescending term. He thinks homosexuality is a bad thing. So it's really, I don't know. So basically, the possibility of Rorschach totally throwing away all of his abstinence, conservative thinking on that it's unfounded, unless you had more evidence than Seymour has red hair, Walter Kovacs has red hair. There's no more evidence than that. And had you brought up any more evidence, I may be prone to agree with you, even if such evidence were to be founded in something found in the graphic novel. It would be quite interesting, and I would be willing to have that discussion. Another thing, there are a lot of people in your comments who seem to be saying, "Oh, well, there could be a Watchmen 2 with," and I don't mean to pick on whoever posted this. This is just the last comment that I saw, but they're throwing out hypothetical plots, like Rorschach could be fighting Ozymandias, and Dr. Manhattan could be doing something, but it would just cheapen the story so much. And any writer that DC would trust with a Watchmen 2 would be experienced with comics enough to understand that. that person will have read Watchmen at least once or twice, and they will understand the impact that it had on comics. And said writer would not touch it with a 40-foot pole, because he or she would understand that it's not supposed to have a sequel. The ending is supposed to be interpreted as the reader sees fit. Seymour reaching towards that journal is not supposed to be interpreted as, okay, we're leaving it open for the sequel, come back, see the sequel, and see if you guessed right. No. It's supposed to be, now, what do you think? How does the story continue? What happens next? So, yeah, that's in my opinion, it would just cheapen the ending so much. And the whole it would make it where Rorschach didn't die, or he would have had a son, which would totally get rid of everything that made Rorschach in the first book. It would just get rid of all that. Dr. Manhattan wouldn't be around, and he would be an apathetic creator. So at best, you would have an extended chapter 4 that wasn't really giving you anything. And Watchmen was so good because the whole thing was character development and the interesting plot. Well, now you get rid of all the character development. You can't have that with the same cast of characters, because Watchmen delved into that so much. It carved into that so much that there's nothing left to say about any of them, unless you want to give trivial events that had nothing to do with their actual development, or really expand on Dan's backstory. Also, a Watchmen 2 wouldn't be able to do what Watchmen did, which is deconstruct comics, hold a mirror to them, and make them better. Watchmen 2 wouldn't be able to revolutionize the industry the same way that Watchmen did. It just wouldn't be able to. So, that's what I think of that. A lot of people say, well, it's like the Watchmen movie took 20 years to make, so a sequel could take 20 years to make and it would still be possible, but no. The movie came out after 20 years because it was in development hell forever, and finally there was a director with a writer that got the support of Dave Gibbons and the general fan base of Watchmen, and that made it happen. Watchmen 2, frankly, would not get the support of the core fan base of Watchmen. Now, casual readers of Watchmen, or people who just saw the first movie and enjoyed it, which are, let's face it, few, the Watchmen movie did not do well in the box office, and DVD sales, it is doing pretty well in DVD sales, but do cult films ever really get good sequels, or sequels at all? I don't see a Blade Runner 2 coming out anytime soon, or ever. So, anyway, these are just my thoughts. This is all improvisation. I didn't write this out. I just watched your video, and so I apologize for rambling. 8 whole minutes of narration. This must be pretty boring, but just, I don't know, maybe you've left this video behind, you don't care about responding to it yourself, DCompose, but I would like to hear what your subscribers and commenters and the such think about a potential Watchmen sequel, and if they agree with me or you. So, yeah. Catch y'all later. Bye.